Alright, so this is going to be a recording, just some quick thoughts on the mission Sunbirth Mountains. It is the third mission of the Oneron campaign. The setup I have is from my previous run of all campaigns, so I won't have the same items. I don't think that necessarily matters. Bellendor will still have the Holy Champion helm. I think that's just where it should be. I don't know that I'm going to have all of those same skills. Casting Specialist is kind of or stuff like Expander and Scholar doesn't really need to be there. So we're just going to give this a quick shot. I am going to try and move through this kind of fast and just explain as I go. So what you want to do here is basically you split the heroes out twofold. You have a total of 18 power nodes which you need to destroy. There are the Earth nodes, Earth, Air, Fire. Actually, I'm gonna use this to test something. I'm going to see if I can't manage to get past there, because if you can take out Mab, that might be stupidly, or that might be really stupid. The answer appears to be, oh dear, no. So we're just going to restart. I just needed to check that because I thought it might be possible to get past those. I don't think it's something you'll be able to do consistently, though. So I'm just gonna take Bellendor. I like the idea of the AI tending to choose health. Works out pretty well. The Path of Frost artifact is just random. There's not much that can be done about that. But on this map, the central gimmick is that there are a total of 18 power nodes that you need to destroy. 6 on each level, both on the overworld and the underworld. And in the Shadowland, you have access to 2 teleporters at the start, thankfully letting you dodge the large basilisk count that was shown earlier. There are a total of, I think, 7. You get this really cool sort of animation playing opening for the total of 18 nodes. And the goal is to just try and take them out as quickly as possible. What makes this mission possible to complete quickly is that you are able to just abuse stuff like the Hasteberry tree, which I don't actually know the name of. I'm pretty sure it is just Hasteberry. Oh, it is just Hasteberry tree. And run through. You can blow these up and just try and activate everything at once. If you are able to activate everything at once, you're in a really good spot. Quick battle. Oh dear, yeah, that's not great. This mission can be a little scary at the start. You kind of have to rely on being able to survive until you actually get a decent army going. You want to just sort of build up immediately. In fact, it's probably worth throwing everything into mana. It's not really worth researching here. That just gives you a little extra mana so that you can keep the gold upkeep that you have. I'm actually going to quick save this. And from here, alright, I'm probably just going to do this battle tactically. You can raise the node. Oh, right. Cold immunity, fire weakness. That's probably the issue. Yep, that's the issue. So I think there's nothing necessarily wrong with splitting out here, other than there is a life node to destroy over this way, which you probably want to have both to do. And you can split towards air this way. You can raise the power node. And from here, I think you split out and get Oneron to an actual city. From there, it's just a matter of getting everything into place. There are a couple dwarven cities here, which you're able to reach within about 3 turns, it looks like, which is pretty good. If you can find your way into negotiating some peace offers with other races, you're in a really good position. Especially if you can do stuff like raise these nodes immediately, because you get tier 3 units. Generally, 2 tier 3 units or a hero and a tier 3 seems to be more than enough for a starting force. You're able to just go in, nuke a node as is needed. Here you can see me, I'm just going to teleport everything over. Next turn I can grab some berries, and I'm probably good. I can just run through essentially the entire map. And this map is really open-ended. You can run around a lot. And the teleporters that you have access to in the middle really provide some extra ability to move. Not necessarily there, but you know, if you have all the wizards activated, there's no real reason to not just sort of keep Oneron moving. He is an extra unit that you can use to recruit stuff that's likely useful later. Yeah, that's not great. So lost autosave CSG there. I'm likely gonna have to. Oh geez, I just cannot do anything regarding that. I think the raise defenders are relatively random, at least I'm assuming. So that is 1,945 gold pieces. That's probably not worth trying to pick up here, especially because you can't do too much. You're going to have to deal with scouts, which are less than ideal. But you can do stuff like pull up a ferry over here with Oneron. I suppose it would have been smarter to move him just a little farther forward, because then he can summon out instead of just being stuck trying to summon in. Here, it's probably worth trying to send a party to the middle. You're going to activate like the last node here. And just disband stuff as you no longer have a use for it. You can accept these guys. I like having the Eagle Riders because you are able to run around. With them, they generally have enough strength. You can pinch in and take out some of their nodes. And units like Mew. Those units seem to just spawn in immediately. But you can still get rid of those pretty fast. That lets you turn around. And you can see 2 of the 3 air nodes are destroyed, so the idea is to get to that 3rd air node without taking too many casualties. The way this map works, these teleporters are connected to the middle of the underground. They will send you to a corresponding shadow land area, and once you are through that Shadowland area, it will get you back out in the underground, close to the top, where you are close to the next objective, which you can destroy. They're very liberal with like the haste berries, or the shadow berries, which provide shadow sickness immunity, which is arguably much less important than actually being able to destroy what you are looking to destroy. Can grab something like a bone dragon here and run past. Go really, really quickly. Here, you can pretty much 3-man Mew by running in, grabbing the node, and running back out. You could always, in theory, just send your units back. Here you want to try and coordinate yourself getting to haste bears. If you can chain them together, it's just obscenely broken, because you can just cross vast sections of the map without having to necessarily pay too much for it, which is really good. Is that a map unit? Somehow that is a map unit, actually. I am surprised to see that. But pretty much any unit you have, you should be able to go and raise, provided there is a strong enough army. Here you get 4 nomads for essentially free. It might be worth sending like 1 unit over to solve the issue of that. Actually, I'm gonna try baiting up a lightning storm. I'm afraid that might kill some of my other units. So I'm going to chain this into that, into getting out, and ideally there's some more shadow berries there. They're essentially just hasted forever, because individual heroes not really strong enough to actually do anything with. This map is very open-ended, which I like. Mostly because you can fly in, demolish stuff as you please, and in theory just leave the Avengers. Can come up here and grab what is essentially 2 for 1. There seems to be a global AoE cast as a result of when you get to the 3rd node. Like Mew here is not going to last another she'll last one more turn, but that's not too bad. Smaller units, generally not the best. These ones right here, I think I'm going to actually drop a couple of the slow units, put them on guard, and have to fight that, which less than ideal. Plus the chieftain, you do still have to play it pretty by ear. Occasionally, I don't know, the forces for this seem kind of inconsistent, so I'm not truly sure what is needed, but you can get back to the middle of the map for better macro pretty quickly. This is unrelated, but that spell effect is so pretty. These four may just be enough to get the Mab Shadowland. It's an annoying one to get because it is the only one which is not actually tied to anything. Or it's the only one you can actually shoot. What was I? You could probably build a Pioneer to get to it quicker, I suppose, but I don't know how realistic that is. So here I am going to send my units over to Yaka's area. Raise that. There's a single fire elemental. The elementals are very nice because they are generally all Shadow Walkers. Shadow walking is great because it allows you to move pretty much anywhere. And you can, like, you're getting free units, or as close to free as the units are able to actually get. You do have to kind of be careful playing this part. Had to move past that, and that's still underground. No idea what took him so long to figure that out. But we can move Bellendor. This is the path to the last fire node, which I might be taking the wrong way for. It is very dark down here. Something like a vision artifact would be great, or say Manticore, grouping the army back up so that I can get to the fire node faster. We've got the berries. From here, you are able to teleport to a different area entirely, it looks like. This is a map that I still need to rat out, so that will get you through just a little quicker. I think my problem was I did not go through the middle. Or I didn't take the Shadowland portal, which is going to mess me up in the long run. So that is the last Earth node, which, not a bad thing. We've already destroyed like half the nodes, and it's only turn 10 or so, I think. We do get Yaka. Should be gone after this turn. So I'm going to send those air elementals over to life. So what's been destroyed so far? All water. All water, 1 death. I think 2 of the 3 earth, but the last earth should be gone next turn. Provided these forces are of sufficient size, which they are. I don't know that we necessarily need these guys anymore. Pick up these haste berries. These can go over life, and like this is essentially the power of Explorer and action. Really, Doombats. Doombats are the Avengers? Wow, that is actually very surprising. But it does seem like you are getting pretty consistent units in terms of the Avengers. Or, not the Avengers, but the units you actually see. I'm just baiting that with the Fire Elemental. Waiting for it to tell me that my forces aren't sufficient. Oh, really? Well, that was surprising. Don't like having to deal with their movement. So there are a couple death nodes, and that should be it. That should be the scenario because, well, there's a pair of life node, or no, a singular life node, and then death. So here, that, we take advantage of as many shadow berries as we possibly can. This is only day 14. And bam, we're in Serena's territory, which none of the AI really have the ability to tackle this quick of an assault right now. I'm actually going to drop the water elemental, and we're going to try get back to the middle so that we can move to death, because chieftain and such should generally just be enough. Because I mean, look at this mobility. You can just chain absolutely everything together. You're effectively moving halfway across the map. Sure, there's some spiders around, and there can be an unexpected ambush around for some of these. Is that 2 turns? It's still 2 turns either way. Which, not the worst thing on the planet. So, grab these haste berries, grab these, go here, enter, and send to life. This is mostly an exercise in caution, for if I am not actually able to raise that. Which, yeah, sometimes your forces aren't sufficient. It's kind of inconsistent seeming. I feel like it has something to do with HP at the end of the day. So there are no shadow berries right here, which is unfortunate because you can't haste that way. So that's death. Those are treants. My hero's dying, I guess, doesn't necessarily matter. At least I'm hoping it doesn't. That is a bit risky. No haste mist berry certainly isn't helping, but I think the combination of Eagle Riders should be just barely fast enough to take the last structure out. Maybe I'm able to bait the Doombats. I think I'm going to try that and hope that those don't desert on me. They deserted on me. Well, but the general principle still stands. You get enough units, you just run around and raise everything. And sometimes you get Doombats. Which do not help. Doom not help, I suppose. Do I have anything in the Shadowland that I feel particularly great about moving? Sure, I'll just move on around. He's the closest, strongest unit. Guess we're going to figure out if Oneron is strong enough to do this solo. So what's this? Oneron 3 tests. That was a load. So we have to load a different file. A wizard should just be the extra power boost needed. That's not enough mana. Lurker, I guess. I can't really do much here. Do I have other armies? Yes. There's a chieftain there. Yes. So middle. There's a certain level of improvising that will have to accompany this level. I don't know how much it actually is, but I hope it's not as much as is currently being done. Huh. Where do I have a wizard tower? Not going well. I'm just trying to finish this as proof of concept. So they do generally go back to trying to destroy you. It's 12 plus 2. Which, there you go. That. And turn victorious. So this is a really fun map for, I think, a few key reasons. Those reasons mainly boiling down to you get to go really fast in this map, and I think that feels really good. A lot better than most of the other maps, just because of those haste trees. And the shadow berries, you can effectively traverse from Serena to Necron or Nab, pretty much anywhere that you'd like to, really easily. You do have that one-way gate from Earth, which I probably should have taken when I destroyed Mab. I think the right course of action is split heroes and hero wizard. So I guess in my case, I was sending, I think it was Actor Air Rule to the fire side, and Bellandor and Oneron to the air side. You use Oneron to recruit the stuff in the middle. You have Bellandor go and take out Nemu, recruit the halflings, which can get work done on Necron pretty easily. At the very least, getting to the start, and Necron is actually kind of conveniently close. You can use a couple hasteberry trees to get up top, or enter the Shadowlands, get back to the middle at the end there, which is pretty nice. Utilize Explorer. You can really just move really quickly on that map, and I think that's what makes it the most enjoyable, which is probably a point I've just been hammering through. But you use Actor and Air Rule to activate the Fire Node and the Life Node. You probably send the Fire Elemental down to recruit the Nomads, which you can probably move back to the middle area to take out the last bit of Serena. Unicorns aren't very useful in terms of being able to raise structures. I know that a full tier 1 stack didn't really do it for me. Sending the Air Elemental and a set of the dwarves you get is pretty much enough to handle Tempest. You can send the Air Elementals back, and since they've got 48 move, they can just go wherever you need. They're not guaranteed to be able to destroy every node that you need. But I do think that raising structures might have something to do with health. I don't have any conclusive proof of that. But so far, running through that, even with all the issues I just had, that was about an hour, 20 minutes faster compared to the first time I did the scenario. Just because, and this is the part of the scenario I love, there are multiple ways to go about it. You can just run around faster than everyone else and destroy the nodes, which will get you pretty much where you need to be immediately. You destroy 3 nodes in, I suppose it would be a sixth of the map, and you have successfully destroyed one of the wizards. I think if there were potential for time-saving shenanigans, it would probably be in the form of moving heroes while you have a completed Wizard's Tower, and if the spell is unlocked, using Shadow Shift to take care of both the regular node and the Shadowland node at the same time, because all of the underground nodes will be destroyed immediately. And from there, you can theoretically do it in about 6 turns. If you're shadow shifting 2 heroes, probably a little more. But you could destroy a node in the above ground. In the Shadowland, go above ground with Shadow Shift next turn. Haste, do that. and just repeat ad nauseum until you have one. I don't know if there's enough mana that you're reasonably going to be getting with that, but I think it's going to be interesting to try that out. I'm sticking with the start of that for when I do the all campaign speedrun on Sunday, and I'm looking forward to trying it out. And I think that's it.